Hi, brothers and sisters. This is Melissa at Desert Gal. I'm coming to share a few things with you. One of them is a vision that Abba was showing me last night. Another one is kind of a word that he has just been rolling around in my spirit of what I'm supposed to speak to you guys about. So first off, last night I came home from hanging out with some other brothers and sisters, and it was an awesome and amazing time of fellowship. And Abba just confirmed some things for me in our fellowship last night, and of some things that he's been kind of speaking to me. So those are the things I want to share with you now. So last night when I came home, I was just getting settled in, and I just felt called to pray. And if you have a pretty regular, healthy prayer life, I think you'll understand what the call to pray feels like. It's like, I don't know, you just feel him kind of drawing you into prayer, and he's needing you to go in and start to like rearrange things in the spirit and kind of put things into order, so to speak. So I just felt a strong urge to start just praying in the spirit and just battling in the spirit. And what I saw was how a lot of brothers and sisters, I started seeing them all running towards the same direction, but they were coming from all different directions. And they were covering their head, they were ducking down, they were seeking cover and seeking refuge. And what the verses that came to me were Psalm 61 verse 4. Let me dwell in your tent forever. Let me take refuge in the shelter of your wings. Psalm 91 verse 4. He covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. Psalm 91 verse 1. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, he who abides under the shadow of the Almighty. And so during the time of prayer, I was just seeing all these people run towards like this central location. And it was for them to run under the shadow of the Almighty, under his wings. And like Psalms 91 verse 4 says, it says, take refuge in his truth. His truth is a shield and armor. And what he was basically showing me is how there were all these darts, fiery darts coming from the enemy. And these darts were a bunch of lies and false doctrine. And so he was just having me pray that all the lies would be gone, that all the false doctrine would just stop, and it would settle, and it would be removed from his people. And that it would stop rocking the children of the Most High. I saw everybody just turning everything off, like in their own personal lives, just turning off the television, turning off music, turning off just all the voices of the people that are in your life that really should not be in your life, people that should not be speaking into your life, people that should not be robbing your free will to walk in obedience to the Most High. And because a lot of these people that are in your life, they are not speaking by the Spirit of the Most High. They're speaking their opinions, their thoughts, their whatever they were raised with, their upbringing. They're speaking out of their wounds and their hurts. And they are not speaking by his Spirit. And so I just saw the need for the children of Abba to turn it all off. Just turn everything off. Video games, movies, television, music, social media, books, entertainment, going to the movies, going out socializing with people that you are called to be set apart from, and people that you engage with where there is no fruitful conversation, there is no fellowship, and you walk away from hanging out with those people as though you just wasted an hour or 2 or 3 hours of your life. So in order to be protected and under the shadow of the Most High and to be under his wings, we're called to be a set apart people. That's what the word holy means. It means set apart. And so he is calling his children to be set apart under him in his protection. And he just had me praying for a wall of refuge to surround his children. And I just saw this wall just kind of being built up around his children, and it was protecting the fiery darts from coming in. And it was absolutely just amazing. But it really is up to you and your choice as to if you are going to let go the things of the world or if you are going to hold on to the things of the world. Because this wall that he is building around his children, this place of refuge, you have to let everything go. You have to turn away from absolutely everything and let it go. And it's not an easy walk. It says that, the path narrows. Wide is the gate to destruction, but narrow is the path to righteousness. Narrow is the path to his way. Narrow is the path to getting to know him and his ways and what he wants you to do. And so it's not easy. I'm not saying it is easy. There are maybe some people that you need to cut out of your life that should not be in your life. And this should be confirmation to you. Like this isn't just you making the decision to say, oh, I'm going to cut this person out or cut this person out. No, I am sure the Father has already specified to you the people that are in your life that he does not want you to have any more communication with. And if you are going to follow him, then you need to walk in obedience and allow those people to just fall to the wayside of your life and cling on to Messiah. So another thing is just the false doctrine. There is just like so much false doctrine that his children are listening to, and they should not be listening to. Every channel that you listen to on YouTube or social media or Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be, that is not where you are supposed to be getting your food, your spiritual food. Your spiritual food is what you get when you spend time with Father yourself, when you're sitting at the feet of Messiah, because he is your daily bread. He is the one, he is the bread of life, he is the living water, and he is the one that you are supposed to be getting your spiritual nourishment from. So when you come on to channels like this or other channels, I'm not your teacher. Nobody is your teacher. Scripture is very clear. It says that you have one who is your teacher, and that is Messiah. And then we have the Ruach HaKodesh, which is our comforter and leads us into all truth and will teach us all truth. So anything that you hear elsewhere should be a confirmation of what he is already teaching you in the secret place. And so, it is just so many are going to miss what is coming, and so many are already in being deceived of the things that are coming. And that is definitely like one of the things he is wanting me to share is, okay. So, before I get to that real quick, I just want to say that the other reason you need to sit at his feet in order to be protected is because right now he is wanting to satisfy your soul. Messiah, by his word, by his daily bread, by his living water, he is wanting to satisfy your soul. He is wanting to heal your land. Allow him in to heal your land. He is wanting to heal your unforgiveness, so you need to give him your bitterness, that he may in exchange give you the strength and the ability to forgive. There are people in your life that you have not yet forgiven. There are people in your life where if you saw them today, they would make your eyes roll. They would make your heart race. They would make your palms sweat. They would make you want to turn and run the other way. Those are signs of unforgiveness. Because if you were to see that person and you had truly forgiven them, there would be joy in seeing them again, and maybe a joy in the chance of being able to share the good news with them and not run the other direction. Abba wants our land. He wants our temples to be completely healed, completely cleansed, so that the enemy has no stronghold, no foothold to take you down or to cause you to run from the call that the Father has placed on your life. So give him your unforgiveness. Turn to him and say, Father, I have not yet forgiven my spouse. I have not yet forgiven my mother. I haven't forgiven my father, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, the ex-boyfriend that I used to have. I haven't forgiven the ex-girlfriend that did me wrong. I haven't forgiven my ex-spouse who was trying to cheat me and destroy my life. I haven't forgiven the pastor that lied to me or that spiritually abused me. I haven't forgiven, the plethora of things. So go through and just have Abba search your heart so you can give him all your unforgiveness, all your bitterness, so he can take that from you, creating you a clean heart that is able to love out of the abundance of what he gives you. So that is just something that I know he is doing. I know he is healing the Achilles heels of all his children. If there's a weakness in you, a weakness for drinking or drug use, or a weakness for fornication, for pornography, I know he is healing his children of those things. Because let me tell you, as you keep going down this walk and as it gets harder, if you have not surrendered everything to him, the enemy knows where your weakness is and he will take you out in a moment. So it is so important to surrender absolutely everything to the Most High. Now, the doctrine that Abba has been showing me lately, that is just a false doctrine and that is going around, and that his children are just taking in, like they're just taking it in like oxygen. They're breathing it in. They're consuming this as though it were candy. The words that Abba has been giving to myself and to other people is that, yes, the time is near, that the fire is coming, the refiner's fire, the fire of judgment, that, Messiah is returning soon. He gives us all these words to prepare us, to give us a heart and a compassion for the lost, to go out and to minister and to tell others how close the time is, because it is close. But it's not like tomorrow. It's, the other day, I think in a video, I said, I don't know, it could be tomorrow. And I said it very flippantly, but, Abba was like, no, it's not tomorrow. My word has an order to it. And, people need to get into my word so they know what the order is. So there's this false doctrine. And if I am totally wrong, please show me a scripture verse. Because the false doctrine that is going around is saying that people are going to be caught up, transformed into their immortal bodies, and then come back and work the harvest. I can't find that in scripture. That is not in scripture. And so, as a matter of fact, the thing that he has been showing me is that we have 2 more years of the 7 years of plenty, and then the famine is going to start. So we are looking at the famine starting at some point in 2021. He told me back in March of 2018 that we had 3 years left to physically prepare and to spiritually train. And so far, some of his children are heeding that, and they are doing it. They are physically preparing their homes. There's a scripture in Proverbs where it says that a wise man sees calamity coming and he prepares. Joseph was wise. He knew what was coming. He saw the 7 years of plenty and he saw the 7 years of famine. Right now, we are in the last 2 years of the 7 years of plenty, and the 7 years of famine are about to begin. So if Abba has not told you to prepare your house physically, then he has some place for you to go. But if he is telling you to prepare your place physically and you're not, and you're just being lackadaisical, you're being lazy, or you're putting it off, or you're shrugging it off because you're waiting for the rapture to occur, then you are going to be caught with your pants down. That's the best way I can put it. And that may be whatever, but you have got to get your house in order. You are to man your stations. He has given us marching orders, and if we are not following his marching orders, then we are actually in direct disobedience. And what does the scripture say? It says, if you are in disobedience, you are a child of disobedience, and you are not of him, because his children are children of obedience. So please get with him, get your marching orders, know what you are supposed to do. So there is scripture, there's Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. And here it says, "For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise. They shall show great signs and wonders so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones." So what he has been showing me is that there is going to be a false rapture. And so some of the people that are out there that are prophesying, some of the people that are prophesying of a rapture to come are true. You know, the change in the twinkling of an eye. Some of them are true. Some of them are false. What some of them are actually seeing is the work of the enemy. Maybe they see this rapture and they see all this taking place, but what they're actually seeing is a false rapture. A false rapture is going to occur before before Messiah comes and catches us and changes us in the twinkling of an eye. I was talking with a brother about this, and I can't share too much, but we have the technology right now for people to create a false rapture. And what Abba has been showing me is that it is going to be this false rapture that is going to cause the great apostasy, the great falling away. And that is in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. "Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come, and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction." So Matthew 20:24 tells us that false prophets and false messiahs are coming out and to deceive, even if possible, the elect. And then 2 Thessalonians verse 3 tells us that this great apostasy, this falling away, has to take place first. Think about it for a moment. Okay, you're expecting to be taken. You're expecting for Messiah to come. And if all of a sudden this fake rapture occurs, but you don't realize that it's fake, and you think it's the real rapture and it occurs, all of a sudden you are going to start questioning everything that you know. You are going to question if you can hear the Father's voice. You're going to question if you actually know him. You're going to question